This week on I Watched This As an Adult, I review Halloween Ends, the She-Hulk finale, and the 1999 teen horror comedy Idle Hands.
So what would happen if four friends from Best Buy decided to create the greatest podcast in the world? You would get Underground Nerd Nation, of course. We mainly talk about topics related to nerd culture and pop culture, but you never know where our conversations may take us. Like the time we got in a debate over grading scales. You're bound to have a good time with Underground Nerd Nation, so come join the Underground. We got beer and pizza down here.
Let's go. Come and get me, motherfucker.
Hello and welcome to episode 121 of I Watched This As an Adult Movie Reviews. I am your host, Mikkel Ford, and as you heard at the top of the segment, I will be talking about Halloween Ends, which is supposed to be the climactic finale to this three-part trilogy, which is what a trilogy is. It's 3 parts. But I don't know why I just said that. 3-part trilogy. It's a trilogy. Whatever the fuck. But yeah, this is the last Halloween movie, supposedly, quote unquote. There's been how many Halloween movies? It's been about maybe 14 Halloween movies, I want to say. And I'm just going to admit it. I am a Halloween fan. I have noticed that I have seen almost all of the Halloween movies. I've seen Halloween, the original Halloween. Seen the original Halloween 2. I saw half of Season of the Witch. I don't really remember Season of the Witch all that well. I think the only two I haven't seen Halloween 4, and I haven't seen Halloween H2O. And this is a funny story about that, because I almost went to go see. I had my grandfather used to get passes. He used to get movie passes and to go see movies. And he said, hey, you want to go see Halloween H2O? And I was like, yeah, I want to go see Halloween H2O. And so I almost saw Halloween H2O in the theater, but the theater was at capacity. We had to turn back around and go home. I was so disappointed. Because I wanted to watch Halloween H2O, and I still haven't watched Halloween H2O, which is weird. I've never seen it. Those are the only 2 I haven't seen. I haven't seen Halloween 4, and I haven't seen Halloween H2O. I saw the one with Busta Rhymes. I think the one with Busta Rhymes was Resurrection, Halloween Resurrection. Halloween Resurrection is a good Halloween movie for comedy. It's funny as fuck. It's a funny fucking movie. Just to see Busta Rhymes beat up Michael Myers is hilarious. It's a hilarious fucking movie. Yo, trick or treat, motherfucker. That shit is hilarious, man. I saw them bullshit ass Rob Zombie movies. I hate those. Those are probably the worst Halloween movies I've ever fucking seen. You know, I hate those. Saw Halloween, saw the remake that came out in 2018. Quite surprised, pleasantly surprised at how good that movie was. Pleasantly surprised, cause Halloween hadn't been good. Honestly, Halloween ain't been good since like Halloween 2. You know, I hear Season of the Witch is good. I hear that one is good. I got a soft spot for Halloween 5. I do. I got a soft spot for Halloween 5. I got a soft spot for Curse of Michael Myers is bad, but you know, I got a little bit of a soft spot for it. But I got like I said, I got a soft spot for Halloween 5. I like Halloween 1 and I like Halloween 2. I got a soft spot for Halloween Resurrection 2. Not gonna lie, because it's just so fucking hilarious to see Busta Rhymes beating up Michael Myers, doing like karate on Michael Myers. That shit's just fucking hilarious to me. And I like the remake Halloween, the one that came out in 2018. Pleasant surprise. Halloween Kills is some bullshit. Alright, Halloween Kills, that's some bullshit. Don't like Halloween Kills. But let's see how I feel about Halloween Ends. I'm not gonna tell you guys like go beat for beat with the story and stuff like that. Like if you've seen it, you seen it. It helped that it was on Peacock, you know. Like that helped out a lot. I just watched this movie at like 9 o'clock in the morning or 10 o'clock in the morning. I think I watched it at 9. I woke up at 9 and I was like, let me go watch Halloween Ends. And I turned it on. I watched it early in the morning, and I was just like, it started off with you know, the famous, you know, John Carpenter score, you know, which John Carpenter did himself. I thought it was like the beginning of the movie. The beginning of the movie kind of threw me off. Not gonna lie, the beginning of the movie kind of threw me off. Because you got the regular Halloween setup, you know, because like there's a young man. He's there to babysit this little boy. The parents are like, "Oh, we're going to a Halloween party," and blah 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 blah, and they leave the young man, or the teenager. I think he's still a teenager at the time. They leave the teenage boy with the kid. And I was like, which, not gonna lie, I was kind of shocked that it was a male babysitter, because I was like, who really leaves their kids with a man that they don't know? You know, like seriously. I mean, like, I'm a father myself. And I'm like, I wouldn't leave my kid with a man I don't know. You know, I wouldn't leave my kid with a teenager I don't know. Anybody remember that story about the guy that left? This happened like maybe like 8 years ago, I think. This was recent, very recent. There was a guy that left his son with a male. He left his son with a male babysitter, and the male babysitter was doing sexual things to him, and the guy came back and beat the fuck out of him. It's a famous story. Everybody should remember this story. It's a famous story. And like, you saw the guy's face was swollen the fuck up. That right there is kind of like, I was like, I don't know who would leave the child with a man. I know we get a bad rap. I know there's not a lot of guys out there that are fucking pedophiles. I think a lot of guys get a bad rap, about like, oh, you leave a kid alone with a man, leave a kid alone with a man, he gonna rape it. No. I mean, like, I prefer to not be left alone with kids I don't know. Like, I prefer it. Because motherfuckers can lie on you. They can lie on you. But I prefer that. But cause look what happened to Michael Jackson. Like, they left kids at Neverland. Michael Jackson's accused of rape. He's accused of rape. And I still believe he didn't do shit. I still believe he didn't do a goddamn thing. But yeah, like I said, like, I'm a father. I wouldn't leave my kid alone with a man. Other than maybe her grandfather. Okay, I think that's probably like the only man I would leave my kid with, her grandfather. Because I know my father. I know he wouldn't hurt a child. I know him. I've known him all my life. Like, I know he won't hurt a child. He's been around children before. He's been left alone with children, and there's no stories of pedophilia or no shit like that. I know my dad. I know my father. My father would never hurt a child. So, and anyway, but, so, like, he's probably the only man I would leave my daughter with. But other than that, I'm not leaving her with no other nigga. Like, I'm not leaving her with no other man. Because I don't really know these other men. I'm not leaving her with a friend. I'm not leaving her with a relative I don't know very well. I'm not leaving her with nobody. Nobody. I know, like, there's a lot of female pedophiles out there too. But it was just shocking to me that they was like, oh, it's a male babysitter. But in the end, the male babysitter gets hit with a murder charge because he accidentally killed this kid. The kid, oh my god, the kid fell from like a balcony and he died. It was an accident, but he's over there that, like, the parents, like, it's the old switcheroo, the old misunderstanding with, like, the guy standing over the kid and he's got blood on his hands and shit. And then the parents are like, what did you do? What the fuck did you do? All that shit, and this kid goes to jail. So, like, that's pretty much how we're setting this movie up. And, like, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, what does any of this have to do with fucking Michael Myers? Like that, and like I said, that beginning is like, it just comes out of nowhere. And you're like, what does that have to do with Michael Myers? Because at first I was like, is Michael Myers gonna come in the house and kill him? That's what I thought. I thought Michael Myers was gonna sneak in the house, gonna be in the house, and kill the male babysitter and kill the little boy, or maybe the little boy like slip out the window or some shit and he get away or some shit like that. That's what I thought it was going to be, but that's not what happened. The young man accidentally killed the little boy. But anyway, then I think we move forward to maybe like a year later. We move forward to like a year later. And so I don't know when this is, cause like I think like Halloween Ends is set like, I'm trying to recall in my head. I think Halloween Ends is set like maybe like 3 years after Halloween Kills, and then this is set like this is like 4 years. So this is like maybe like 2025, 2026, maybe. They're doing that MCU time jump. You know how Endgame is like set like 5 years after Endgame. Oh, no, I mean Endgame is set 5 years after Infinity War. Sorry. But yeah, it's set like that. And like the guys out of jail. We get Jamie Lee Curtis again as Laurie Strode. She's raising. Is she really raising her granddaughter? Because like her granddaughter's a grown ass woman now. Her granddaughter's a grown ass woman. She got a job. She's a nurse now. Like, as you know, both her parents are dead. Spoiler alert for Halloween and Halloween Kills. You know, which I ain't gonna lie, like Judy Greer dying at the end of Halloween Kills. Spoiler alert! If you haven't seen Halloween Kills came out like what, 2 years ago? You know? Halloween Kills came out like 2 years ago. Step up. Step your game up. Go watch it. And from the guy that hasn't seen Halloween H2O, and it's been like 25 years. But you know, this is the guy that's talking to you. But anyway, yeah, I was like, but like it was really shocking that Judy Greer died. Like Karen, that's Laurie's daughter. I didn't see that coming at all. Cause like Karen was kind of level-headed. She was kind of one of the level-headed characters. She was a little naive. You know, she was a little naive, but I didn't expect her to fucking die. I know she did. She did lead Michael Myers out to the mob so he can get his ass kicked. But she didn't deserve to die. You know, I thought that was, but I guess that's just motivation for Laurie. But the thing is, in this movie, Laurie don't do shit. That's the problem. Laurie don't do a goddamn thing about her daughter dying. She's just looking at pictures of her daughter. I think she got like a picture of her daughter on her phone. Like her wallpaper is a picture of her daughter. You know, and like she just like sharing a house with her granddaughter, which I'm like, because they say, oh, we moved into a new house. I was like, why don't you move out of that fucking town? I said that audibly watching the movie. I was like, why don't you move out of this fucking town? You know there's a fucking serial killer in that town. Move to fucking Indianapolis or some shit. I don't know. Cause I think they're in Illinois. Move to Chicago. You know? Like the only thing you gotta worry about out there is gangs. You know? Like you ain't got to worry about a fucking serial killer. You know, that's just walking around just fucking killing motherfuckers. But and they probably won't even have to deal with the gangs anyway, because they probably move like on the outskirts of Chicago or some shit like that, where like white people are. So you know, you ain't got to worry about that. Move! Get the fuck out of that town. I don't know why anybody's still in that town. I really don't. I don't know why there's anybody still in that town. Because you know there's a fucking serial killer out there. Like, get the fuck out of there. Like, bruh. But anyway, yeah, but like they got a new house together when they should have moved. I think they should have moved out of the goddamn town. Which this town perpetually stuck in 1982? Are they just like perpetually stuck in 1982? Because everybody's wearing clothes that look like clothes from like 40 years ago. Like even like the cop. There's a cop in this movie that likes Laurie's granddaughter, or like Laurie's granddaughter used to date. Which, by the way, this motherfucker looks 50 and she looks like she's like 22. By the way, you know, like there's a lot of age gaps in this movie when it comes to romance. Because like Laurie's granddaughter, I forgot her fucking name right now. I forgot her name, but I'm gonna just call her Laurie's granddaughter. Laurie's granddaughter was messing with this cop guy because he stops her. And he's like, and then he starts like hitting on her and shit. And I'm like, that motherfucker look 50 years old. I'm like, he looked 50. I'm like, what are you doing? 22 years old messing with a 50-year-old man, which I know it happens. But she messing with him, and then after that, she started messing with a dude that looked like he like 18 years old. You know? After that, how you go from a 50-year-old dude to messing with a dude that looked like he like 18 years old? You know? Or 17 years old. She messing with a really old dude, and then she messing with a dude that looked really young. But anyway, yeah, but I was like, but the cop, like there's a scene where like the cop is wearing a jacket and it looks like a members only jacket. It looks like a members only jacket. I was like, why is he wearing that jacket that looked like it came from 1982? That's all I was saying. I'm like, why is he wearing a jacket that looks like it came from 1982. It don't make no goddamn sense. Like this town is stuck in the fucking 80s. Just stuck in the 80s. I don't know if they did that, like David Gordon Green did that for the ambiance. Because like if it looks too modern, like it's not gonna be scary. Because like they set an ambiance for all these movies where it's like, oh, like these people are like kind of perpetually stuck in the past. The town's really small. It's always dark. It's always wooden and dirty looking. So like they kind of set that tone to where whenever Michael Myers shows up, it's not like, oh, it's Michael Myers. Like to where the point where you're not terrified that Michael Myers is gonna show up. You gotta be terrified that Michael Myers will show up. Because like I said, like if it's modernized, you're not gonna be scared. You're not gonna be scared of this. You're not gonna be scared of this nigga. You're not gonna be scared of him. But anyway, yeah, I do like and this is something that I wish they focused on more. The relationship between Laurie and Deputy Frank, played by Will Patton. I like that. That's cute. I think that is so adorable. I love Laurie and Frank's relationship. I think it's so cute. Because like they see each other in the store, and he's just like, oh, hi, Laurie. And it's just these two old, like 60-something-year-old people, like acting like a couple of teenagers, and they just kind of like flirting with each other. Like I think it's so adorable just to see like these two like senior citizen people just like act like little teenagers around each other, and they're like blushing, and Laurie was kind of like twirling her hair and shit, and then he's kind of stumbling his words and shit. Like she's a grandmother. I think he's a grandfather. Like these two people that got grandchildren just stumbling and just like shy around each other and shit. It's so cute. It's just so cute. I wish they explored that a little bit more. If Frank would have died, I would have cried probably, because Frank is a great character. Frank is such a emotional character. Like he like if he would have died, he's such a nice guy. Because he almost did die. He almost died in the first Halloween. Like he got stabbed in the neck. But he didn't die. And then I think Halloween Kills, the rest of Halloween Kills, he's in like a fucking hospital bed. So they saved him, and then now he's in the store, and like he's not in the movie very much. Like he's not in the movie that much. He's in like that scene, and then he comes in at the end. That's it. He comes in at the end to try to save Laurie. That's it. But hey, speaking of people that's not in this movie very much, you know who else is not in this movie very much? Michael fucking Myers. Michael Myers is not in this movie very much. Matter of fact, it takes a good maybe 30 minutes to get your first glimpse, just a glimpse at Michael Myers. Like Michael Myers shows up 30 minutes in, and he's in the movie for 2 minutes. 2 fucking minutes. He's in this movie. Cause most of the movie focuses on this other boy. This boy named what was his name? I forgot his name now. I remember Corey. They focus on this boy named Corey Cunningham, who is the boy that accidentally killed the other little boy. And they focus on him more than Michael Myers. It's kind of like they were building a story arc for this Corey Cunningham kid. And the thing was he meets Michael Myers. And because Michael Myers tries to kill him. In that 2 minutes, Because, like, Corey Cunningham is dealing with these bullies that are, because I think, like, in the movie, Corey's supposed to be 21. Like, he's supposed to be 21, and Lori's granddaughter has, like, a crush on him, and, like, she starts messing with him. Like, she starts dating him. But, like, Corey has bullies as a grown-ass man. He's a grown-ass man with bullies. And like, he's being bullied. This is the fucked up thing. He's being bullied by the marching band. Like, 4 kids that are on the marching band. And, like, they're like teenagers. They're like maybe like 16, 17 years old. And they picking on a grown ass man. And I was like, you little bitch ass don't get the fuck out of my face. And then one of them, and like, I whip a kid ass. I don't give a fuck. You know, I really don't give a shit. Kid get in my face. He wanna be a man. I'm gonna whip his ass like a grown man. Alright? Like, any one of these little motherfuckers gonna get in my face, I'll beat their ass like a grown man. Alright? You gonna step up. Punk step up to get beat down. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, but yeah, it's like they're messing with this dude. And so they take it a step too far. They throw this dude off of a fucking bridge. Like, there's like one girl that's not cool with it, because there's 2 girls in the crew. Like, cause like for some like he's getting like, it's so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing to be a grown man, you know, getting picked on by a marching band, first off, and then 2 of the marching band members are girls. Like, one of the girls wasn't in it. It's a thick one. There's a thick white girl in the crew. And then there's like this black girl. The black girl all for the bullshit. She just all for it. She's like, yeah, kick his ass, man. You know, the black girl, she just all for the bullshit. And then like, it's like this like kind of like fucking jockish looking white dude and this white dude with a mullet. And like I said, stuck in 1982. But anyway, but like, they threw this motherfucker off a bridge. And like, that's where he meets Michael Myers. Meets Michael Myers. Michael Myers sees him, like, he grabs him like he's about to kill him. And then Michael Myers is just like, hey, you just like me. It was like he had like he turned into like Professor X from the X-Men and saw into this boy's mind. He like saw into this dude's mind. He's like, oh wow, you just like me. You know what? I'm gonna let you go. I thought that was kind of dumb. Where like, it was just like, he grabbed him and he's about to kill him, and then like, he looks into his mind, like he could read his mind. That was the dumbest shit I ever fucking seen. I was like, that's the dumbest scene ever. But yeah, so pretty much what happens is Michael Myers takes this kid under his wing and teaches him how to kill. That's pretty much what happens. That's pretty much the plot of the movie, is Michael Myers mentoring this boy on how to kill. And like I said, Michael Myers is barely in the movie. Like, most of the kills aren't even Michael's. They're this boy. They're this Corey boy. So like he kind of like, that's what happens. Like, he kind of takes him under his wing. And he's like, he even kind of shows him how to kill. Like, there's like a scene where like they kill these two people. And like, Michael Myers is kind of like, look, cause like Corey kills the fuck out of some dude. Like, he just starts stabbing the shit out of him, stab him in the neck and shit. But they catch the girl, and Michael Myers is like looking, like turns around and like got the girl, and Michael Myers like took it, like just looking at him. He's like, "You watching this, boy? You watching this? I'm gonna show you how it's done. You see this? You see what I'm about to do? Like that. Did you see that? That's how you do it." Like, he's teaching him how to kill properly. But the dumbest character in this whole fucking movie is Laurie's granddaughter. Laurie's granddaughter is so fucking stupid. I hate her. I want her to die so fucking much. I hated her throughout this whole goddamn trilogy, honestly, because like she was so fucking stupid. She's a stupid fucking character. I was like, cause like she falls for this dude, like this Corey Cunningham dude. She falls for him, and Laurie's trying to tell her, don't mess with this boy. This boy got some evil in him. He dangerous, and she don't want to listen. She don't want to listen at all. And then like some stuff happened between Laurie and Corey, and she takes Corey's side over her grandmother. She takes Corey's side over her grandmother. She sides with a nigga that she met like a week ago over her grandmother who took her in when her parents died, put a roof over her head, and knew her whole life. She takes this motherfucker side over her grandmother. And I'm like, at that point, I was like, you know what? I hope this bitch dies. So I was like, kill her. I don't care who kills her. I don't care if Corey kills her. I don't care if Michael Myers kills her. I don't give a fuck about this little bitch no more. Kill this little ungrateful asshole. But, you know, that's how I was. I was like, fuck her. But, yeah, man, that's pretty much all I got. I don't want to give away a whole movie. I've heard this movie compared to Season of the Witch. Season of the Witch was a little bit more supernatural. There's no supernatural elements in this movie at all. I compare it to a little bit of Season of the Witch, but a little bit of maybe like the later part of the trilogy. Like I say, I haven't seen Halloween 4, so I don't know. Like a little bit of Halloween 5, a little bit of Curse. You know, I compare it to like those later movies. But yeah, man, like I think the movie has a cohesive story. I really do. Funny enough, I think this movie has a cohesive story. Because Halloween Kills was just all over the fucking place to me. Halloween Kills was everywhere. You know, like it was like, oh, we about to go do this. Oh, we gonna go do this. Oh yeah, let's do this. There's a crazy man running around. You know, like, and we think that's Michael Myers. Let's go get him. You know, like, and then like they find out that the crazy man ain't Michael Myers. And like, it's just all over the fucking place. All over the place. But yeah, but this movie is not that. This movie's not all over the place. It's got a cohesive story. It's not the story I wanted told, though. That's the problem I had. It's not the story that I wanted to be told. Because the story that we were sold was Laurie versus Michael. And we don't really get that here. We don't really get that here. It's like they was like, let's abandon that whole story. Cause it was supposed to, cause like the way I saw it, I was like, oh man, it's gonna be a showdown. Laurie versus Michael. And like she gonna get that motherfucker this time. But that's not like they put it in the trailer. That's how they sold the movie. It was like Laurie versus Michael. Halloween ends. Like she gonna kill this nigga. Like she gonna finally kill this motherfucker. But that's not what we really get. We focus on this other character that we just met. They do a great job building him up to where I was like, wait, are we getting a new Michael Myers? You know, like, are we getting a new Michael Myers? You know, because like it looks like they building this kid up to be a new Michael Myers. You know, like that's the story we get. It's a cohesive story. It's a well-written story, but it's not the story we were promised. It's not the story we were promised. Like I gotta say, it's not as bad as Halloween Kills story-wise because we, like I said, cohesive. It's a story that flows. So like I give it a little points of being like the first Halloween, the 2018 Halloween. In that order. Like for that. But it's still not a good movie. It's still not a good movie because it's not the story we were promised. That's not what we were promised. And then you just like, it's kind of like they ambushed us with this other story. And that's not what the fuck I came here to see. I came here to see Laurie Strode fight Michael Myers. That's what the fuck I came here to see. I came here to see Michael Myers kill a bunch of niggas. That's what I came to see. That's not what the fuck I got. That motherfucker killed like maybe 3 people, you know, by himself. I want to say Michael Myers killed like maybe 3 people. You know, the rest of them were this other kid. He did most of the killing. It was some gruesome ass fucking killing. I'm gonna say that the death scenes are wow. The death scenes are crazy. But like if you like gruesome, gory death scenes, like you'll love this. You'll love that. You'll love that in this movie. But story-wise, the story we were promised, no. That's all I got to say about it. I'm not really a big fan of the movie. I'm not. I'll be back with my review of the She-Hulk finale after these messages.
Still in control, no overwhelming feelings of rage.
No, a normal amount of rage.
You do revert back to Gen form when you sleep.
Was the air horn really necessary?
For comedy, absolutely. This is a multi-year journey you're about to embark on.
Yes.
Yeah. Who's your best friend?
Nikki.
Spandex. Spandex is your best friend. Being a Hulk asks for balance. You have so much more to learn. Yes!
So I'm clearly nailing it at all of these things.
If you want to go back to your life as a lawyer, I respect that.
He doesn't mean that.
More and more eccentric superhumans are coming out of the woodwork. We're going to launch a division for them. And I want the She-Hulk to be the face of it.
Jennifer Waters. Namaste.
I have a serious conflict of interest. This man tried to kill my cousin, Bruce.
Yeah, that's quite all right.
Oh. People only care because I'm representing Emil Blonsky.
I think they care because they're like, hey, that girl's great. Jen, do your thing. God, I really like this outfit.
I'm not proud of this.
Miss Walters, we answer to a higher power. Our universe is on the edge of a precipice.
I am a lawyer. We do things by the book.
The Book of Ashanti.
No, the Book of American laws.
Whether you like it or not, you're now a superhero.
Let's do this. You know that friend you had in high school who was way cooler than you were attractive, got all the attention from everyone? Hello.
I think I'm jealous. Is that what I'm feeling?
All right, welcome back. Let's get into it. Let's talk about this She-Hulk season finale, I guess it is. I guess it's a season finale. Because one of the other shows got I think it's Loki. Loki's going to get a season 2. I guess She-Hulk is getting a season 2, I guess. But anyway, let's talk about this. First off, I want to say I enjoyed this show as a whole. I really did. As a whole, I enjoyed the fuck out of this show. This is like one of the better Marvel shows, I think. Because I want to say probably maybe the other shows I enjoyed the most, like was like I was just like, there's not a lot bad about this. Is WandaVision and not Captain America. I'm about to say Captain America, but Falcon and the Winter. He's Captain America now, but Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Like those are the only other two. Like out of all the Marvel shows, those are the only other Marvel shows I was like I enjoyed most of it. You know, like there was like maybe a couple of episodes where I was like, didn't really enjoy that very much on both series. For WandaVision, I think it was probably only like one episode I didn't like. Same thing with Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Probably like one episode I didn't like. She-Hulk probably the same. I'm probably like there's like one episode I didn't like, and then there's like 1.5 episodes I didn't like. You know, like it was like I liked most of this episode, but then he kind of lost me. You know, like there's like two episodes like that. One episode I just didn't like at all, and then there's one where I was just like, you kind of lost me. But yeah, I think it was like probably like episode. What's the episode with Man Bull? Was that like episode 6, episode 7? I think like that one when Jen is stuck at the retreat. With that I didn't care for that episode. I didn't care for that episode at all. That was a dud of an episode. And the last part of the finale, I did not enjoy. I'm just gonna cat's out of the bag, rabbits out of the hat. I did not enjoy the final half of the She-Hulk finale. Like I said, for the most part, I enjoyed this show. For the most part, I enjoyed the finale until that ending. Because I love how they made fun of the original Incredible Hulk TV show, the Bill Bixby show. I love that. That was fucking hilarious. I love how they made fun of because they got this group in there called Intelligentsia. That's like making fun of She-Hulk or like trying to make She-Hulk's life a living hell and shit. I like that. I like Pug. I like Pug infiltrating Intelligentsia. I thought that was hilarious. And then I enjoyed the fourth wall breaking. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed when She-Hulk popped out of the screen and went into Marvel Studios and was like, "Hey, y'all gonna change this shit," because like the shit was going off the rails. And I was like, "Oh no!" I was like, right? I was getting a little disappointed because it goes off the rails, and like it's that guy Todd Phillips. He's the main villain. I was like, what the fuck? And then he takes the fucking Hulk blood and turns himself into a Hulk, and then Abomination is there, and then Titania shows up, which I ain't got no problem with that. Titania can show up anytime. God damn. Jamil, call me. Call a brother. Come on. But anyway, yeah. And then the Hulk shows up at the end. I was kind of excited to see the Hulk. Oh shit, the Hulk. But like Bruce Banner's here. But anyway, but then like Jen's looking like, wait, what the fuck is going on here? All this shit don't make no goddamn sense. And then she was like, all right, stop. And then like she went out of the fucking Disney Plus app and fucking went into Marvel Studios and was complaining. And she was like, hey man, what the fuck are y'all doing? She was like, this don't make no goddamn sense. That guy's the main villain and shit like that. I was like, that was funny. And then the Kevin Feige, like they had like Kevin Feige is artificial intelligence. He's a fucking robot with a hat. You know, I enjoyed that. That was funny. That was fucking funny. They did not stick the landing though, because they go back and like Todd Phelps is arrested. Abomination has to go back to jail because he turned back into the Abomination. And then Daredevil shows up. The Daredevil part was funny. I thought that was funny. Where like he just shows up and he's like, and she's like, yeah, it's over. And he's like, oh man, it's over. He was just kind of like, because he was like, man, I ain't get to beat up nobody. You know, that was funny. I like that. But other than that, like that ending did not stick the landing at all. I wish they would have just rewrote it. I wish they would have just like she was like, yeah, rewrite this. And then they do something else. I don't know what they could have done, but just do something else. I'm sounding like T-Pain. Like, do something else. Do something else. You know? I'm sounding like T-Pain right now. But yeah, I wish they would have done anything other than what the fuck they did there. That ending was sad. Like I hate to give the incels fire and ammunition. You know, see, this is why we like that. I enjoyed the show. That doesn't change nothing. I enjoyed the fucking show. You know, I enjoyed everything about the show. I enjoyed the wedding episode. I enjoyed She-Hulk twerking with Megan Thee Stallion. You know, like, ooh. If you don't like Megan Thee Stallion, you know, bouncing that big old booty around, what the fuck is wrong with you? That's something deep. There's a deep-seated problem wrong with you. If you can't enjoy Megan Thee Stallion twerking that ass, what's wrong with you, boy? But yeah, I just didn't enjoy that finale. Like I enjoyed the fuck out of this show. That finale was not shit. That finale was not it. The last like 5 minutes of that finale was not it. All right, so as a whole, I love the show. I love the show. I thought it was really good. I thought it captured what She-Hulk was about. Tatiana Maslany did a great job of playing Jennifer Walters and voicing She-Hulk. She did a great job of that. I love the dynamic. I love the dichotomy of Jen Walters being just so fucking basic and She-Hulk being this grandiose character. I love that because because I kind of wanted somebody else hotter to play She-Hulk, you know, but Tatiana Maslany works. She fucking works because of what She-Hulk is. She is the exact opposite of what She-Hulk is. Because like for years I wanted like fucking like Dasha Polanco, you know, to play She-Hulk, but she's too fucking hot, you know. Like Dasha Polanco is too goddamn hot. Because I was just thinking about She-Hulk is what I was thinking about. I was like, she's big, she's voluptuous, you know, or like a Christina Hendricks, you know, something like that. I wanted her to play her. Like she's big, she's voluptuous, she could play She-Hulk. And like she could play She-Hulk, but she can't play Jen Walters the way that Tatiana Maslany played Jen Walters. She's a fantastic Jen Walters, and shame on me for doubting Marvel. You know, shame on me for doubting them when it comes to casting, because she's a great Jennifer Walters. Can't wait to see more of her. I don't know if we're gonna see her on the big screen, according to Kevin, but like I would love to see her on the big screen. I'd love to see her join the Avengers or something like that. I would love to see her do that. And then maybe we could get like a little bit more serious She-Hulk. You know, because She-Hulk can be serious when she's around other superheroes. As we saw in Daredevil. She was a little bit serious when she was teaming up with Daredevil. But overall, I enjoyed the show. I thought the show was fun. Nally, not really all of that. But every show has flaws. You know, I'll be back with the Idle Hands review right after this message.
So I came all the way over here. You said you was holding.
I didn't say what I was holding.
Anton Tobias never had much on his mind.
Don't you think you should have like a goal?
My dream life would be to lie around all day in bed and watch TV while some hot broad delivers me food.
And he always had time on his hands.
4 bodies have been discovered and the killer is still at large.
Until one of them
What's happening to me?
got a mind of its own.
I have no control over my hands. It makes me do things I don't want it to do.
Aren't you a little old for Ding Dong Ditch?
Sorry about your bush.
I'm gonna call 911. What's the number?
I'm not the killer.
Okay. I mean, if OJ could get off, then I'm sure. You there?
Now, his hand won't stop.
I don't want to hurt you. Don't! Ew, that's disgusting.
His friends won't die.
You're dead. Undead, actually. And there was this big bright white light at the end of a long tunnel. So what happened? We were like, forget that, man. It's too far.
And the only way to stop it
Idle hands are the devil's playpen, so I'll keep my hands occupied, right?
is to keep it busy.
Freeze!
Drop the knitting needles. That's probably not a good idea. Put him down! Cuff me!
Put those needles down, young man!
Cuff me! Cuff me!
Columbia Pictures presents
The police have no leads and the killer is still out there.
You scream like a girl.
the comedy
Careful, it's on kind of loose. That's really starting to get on my nerves.
that dares to give scary movies
Look at me! I'm in the face!
the backhand.
What you doing, man? That's my dad. Come on!
CPR, man. I saw him Baywatch.
Did you lose something there, bud?
Idle Hands. The touching story of a boy and his hand.
Kinky.
Fly for a white guy.
Idle Hands from 1999. Let's get into the technical, shall we? This movie was directed by Rodman Felder, who, fun fact, is the uncle of Timothy Chalamet. You know, Timothy Chalamet from Dune, the new Dune. Timothy Chalamet from Little Women. You know what movies he's been in. I don't really have to run down his resume, but Timothy Chalamet. He's the uncle of Timothy Chalamet, which I was like, so the uncle of Timothy Chalamet directed Idle Hands. So I was like, and I think that might be the biggest thing he's ever done. Because I think I looked at his filmography and I was like, he hadn't done anything bigger than Idle Hands. And Idle Hands is not that big. I'll get to that later. The screenplay was written by Terry Hughes and Ron Milbauer. The movie had a budget of $25 million and brought in only $4.2 million. We're going to talk about that in a little bit also. The movie has a Rotten Tomato score of only 15%, which still not the lowest Rotten Tomato scored movie that I've reviewed. I forget what it was. I think I reviewed something that had like a 6% or something. Like, it was really bad. It was really bad percent. I want to say it was probably like Senseless or some shit with Marlon Wayans. I think it was Senseless with Marlon Wayans. That shit had like a 6%. It was really bad. It's a terrible fucking movie. Go listen to my my Senseless review, because I go the fuck off on that movie. That movie is fucking terrible. But anyway, just go listen to that review and it's entertaining, it's hilarious. Guarantee it. But go check it out. But anyway, this movie was a huge flop. Cause like, I don't even remember it being advertised all that much. Cause I'm gonna talk about how I saw it as a kid. But I don't remember this movie being advertised very much. Like, I think I might have seen like one advertisement in the newspaper. If you remember when they used to have like movie showtimes in the newspaper. I don't even know if they do. I haven't read a newspaper in decades now. Really. I'm trying to remember the last time. I don't think I've read a newspaper since like maybe 2005. I think that was probably like the last time I read a newspaper. That's almost like 20 years ago. But yeah, like when they used to have like showtimes in the newspaper. Now you can just go online and look at when a movie starts. It's like, oh, the movie has a website. And like, oh, this is blah blah blah. And it starts at blah blah blah, and then like, you order your tickets and blah 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 and all this shit. But yeah, I think that's the only time I saw like one ad in the newspaper. That's it. And I was kind of looking at it. I was like, this looks stupid. You know, I was just like, that's what I said. But another thing that didn't help this movie is like this movie came out like the same month that Columbine happened, like the Columbine high school shooting, which is probably like one of the biggest mass shootings at the time. I think it might be. I think it's been outdone many times over. I can't tell you which one is the biggest right now. Might be the Las Vegas one. The mass shooting in Vegas that happened a couple years ago. That's probably the biggest one now. But yeah, like Columbine was a big mass shooting. And so that kind of played a part in how this movie performed, because the movie is about killing teenagers, and there's a lot of teenage murder in Idle Hands, and we just saw a real life tragedy with a bunch of teenagers that got murdered, you know. So not the best movie to show at that time, because let's talk about how I saw this movie as a kid. I saw this movie like on a random like weekday afternoon. It was like when I was like coming home from school, and I was just channel surfing, and I came across this movie, and I was looking at it. I was like, wow, what a strange movie, what a weird movie. But I was kind of like, I like weird shit, so like this is like right up my alley. So I just started watching the movie. But let's see how I feel about this movie as an adult. Let's get into the review. The late, great Fred Willard. I can't believe I'm saying that, because Fred Willard doesn't even feel like he's dead, man. Like, damn, I can't believe Fred Willard gone, man. But rest in peace to Fred Willard, man. But like, he's in the opening scene, and he plays like the lead character's dad. He dies in the first 5 minutes, and so does his wife. Rest in peace, Fred Willard. Like I said, like even in this movie, rest in peace. But yeah, his wife is kind of pushy though. I forgot the lady that played his wife. I forgot her name, but it was like Connie something. I looked up the actress's name. It was like Connie something, Connie Ray or something like that. Her name was. She's a little redhead lady. But his wife kind of like Fred Willard's wife kind of pushy in this movie, because like she hears some shit and she's like, go down here, go on. And Fred Willard kind of like, I ain't trying to get got. What the fuck? He like, if I get got, who gonna save me, bitch? You know, kind of like, you know. It was like I mean, like I'll go down there and go check it out, but like you're gonna be my backup. Like you just ain't gonna be sitting in the goddamn room. You know, like we gonna jump this nigga together. That's what the fuck we gonna do. But anyway, yeah, he dies in the first 5 minutes, and so does his wife. Even though she goes back to the room, she hears him scream, goes down there, sees blood, and then she just fucking books it back upstairs, and she gets got in the room. But then we meet the lead character Anton, played by Devon Sawa. Like Anton, there's not a lot of nuance to Anton. You know, like he's pretty much a fuck up. Pretty much what he is a fuck up, like high school dropout, like doesn't even notice that his parents are dead, nor does he care. You know, doesn't give a fuck. Because he even says in the movie, he's like, I haven't seen my parents in like several days now. That's what he says. It was like he just comes downstairs, he just sits around all day and just smokes weed out of his inhaler, you know, and like he doesn't give a fuck about anything or anybody. Like he's just in his own little world. Like doesn't even notice that his parents are gone. Like he notices his parents are gone, he just doesn't give a shit that his parents are gone. I guess he's like, oh, they're probably at work or some shit. I don't know. But they don't come home at night. You know they come home because, like, any kid, even if you're not aware or not, you know what time your parents come home. You know? Because, like, you might be doing some shit that you ain't got no business doing, and you're like, oh, shit, they home. And then, like, you hiding shit, and, you know? And then you turn it off the Spice Channel or whatever the fuck. But anyway. But, yeah, like, he doesn't give a fuck about what happened to his parents. Then we quickly meet his friends, played by Seth Green and Eldon Henson. They're a little bit like more well-adjusted potheads. You know, like they're potheads who actually like give a fuck about the world around them. They're not just walking around with blinders on. You know, it's like they smoke weed, but they're aware of their surroundings. They know what the fuck is going on in the world, unlike Anton. So, but like I said, like that's them. But fuck all of that. Let's talk about what we really came here for. Jessica Alba. Jessica Alba is in this movie as Molly, Anton's neighbor. She's Anton's hot neighbor. Which Jessica Alba, my God, Jessica Alba has always been a fucking smoke show, man. She's always been fucking hot. Like she's like one of those few women who have and will forever be hot. Like I think she's even hot as a mom. Like she's even hot as a mom now. She's got like 3 kids now. And I think she's still hot. If something would have happened to Jessica Alba's husband, or like they get a divorce, I would swoop right up in that motherfucker. I got no shame in my game. You know, I got no shame in my game. I know a lot of guys get turned off by like, oh, she's got kids. You know, like a lot of guys get turned off by that shit. I'm like, that shit don't turn me off at all. I like that shit. I like that shit. You know, that shit don't turn me off at all. You know, but like, hey man, if anything happens, I'm the guy. But anyway, let me go get some water. But Vivica Fox is also in this movie as a demon hunter. Like she's also hot as fuck in this movie. Like she's wearing like this tight ass shirt and these tight ass pants. You know, like she's hot as shit in this movie. Vivica Fox, like I feel like, speaking of Vivica Fox, I feel like there's a lot of actors in this movie that are like at a crossroads in their career. You know, because this movie came out in 1999, and like you see actors that are like on their way up, and then you see actors that are like on their way down, like Devon Sawa. Devon Sawa is like he pretty much has like Final Destination after this, and he's not really seen too much after that, because like he was a prominent child and teen star in the 90s. He was in a lot of shit as a kid and as a teenager in the 90s. Like he did Little Giants. He did he was in Now and Then. What's that? He was Casper. He was movie Casper. He was Casper the Friendly Ghost. Devon Sawa. Like how can I forget that? That's his biggest role. He played Casper the Friendly Ghost. But yeah, man, he was a prominent child star in the 90s. And then like once he grew up, it was like, hey, get the fuck out of here, nigga. You know, they were like, get the fuck out of here. You ain't cute no more, little nigga. You know, so like, that's basically what they did to Devin. I was like, that's kind of sad. Hey, I might be wrong. I may be fucking wrong. You know, because like he's starting to have a resurgence now. He's like what, 40? Like 40 now or some shit. He's starting to have a resurgence, and like you're starting to see him a little bit more in little shit. You're like, hey man, that's Devin Sawa, you know. But like he's starting to have a resurgence. Same goes for Eldon Henson. Like Eldon Henson never really went away, really, but like he's been working, but he hasn't had any prominent roles, you know. Like him and like he kind of been working, you know. Like he's been constantly working, but some of the stuff it's just been hit and miss shit. It's been hit and miss for him. Vivica Fox has like a couple more years before her decline, which like her decline kind of makes me sad though. I ain't gonna lie, like because like she had a lot of charisma. She had tons of charisma. Like to be a leading lady for like decades to come, and like I really don't know why she fell out of favor. You know, I don't know why, but it's sad. You know, I mean, like she good now. You know, she good. I think she always been good, but I just wanted to see more of her. You know, I felt like she could have been up there with like Halle Berry. You know, because I think like Halle Berry is probably the only black actress that got a lot of leading lady roles. Like, you want to cast a black lady in a leading role, Halle Berry, because they only go to like one or two or three of us in the 2000s. Like Halle Berry, Denzel Washington, Will Smith. That's it. Halle Berry, Denzel Washington, Will Smith. You want to do a comedy, Eddie Murphy. That was it. That's all they had back then. Like, there's so many black actors and actresses, especially black actresses, that just got left in the dust. You know, like Nia Long could have been the leading lady. Sanaa Lathan could have been the leading lady. You got Regina Hall out there. Regina King gets hers like years later. You know, Regina King is an amazing actress. Like she didn't really get a lot in the 90s and the 2000s. You know, and that's a shame too. They even gave up. I think they even gave up on like Vanessa Williams after a while. You know, like, yeah, we're done with you, Vanessa Williams. You know, there was a lot of just talented black actresses back then, and they just got left in the dust. And I don't know. It's just sad. It's fucking sad. But Jessica Alba and Seth Green are on the rise after this movie, because Jessica Alba gets Dark Angel like right after this, and like that shoots her career into like the fucking stratosphere for a good while. And Seth Green just keeps himself working by like being a media mogul. You know, like he became a media mogul out of fucking nowhere. You're like, this dude kind of pretty much runs half of Hollywood, kind of. You know, Seth Green is everywhere, bro. Like, you can't run from Seth Green. You know, Seth Green got everything. But yeah, man, this movie, like I said, this movie is a crossroads. It's like a crossroads. You're gonna see where some of these actors rise and some of these actors fall. But yeah, if no one knows what this movie's about, it's about a demon that possesses a teenage boy's hand and kills people, which is probably one of the dumbest ideas for a movie ever. But hey, like Jessica Alba shows up in booty shorts, so like that makes up for everything. That makes up for everything. Which is kind of, I think she's like 17 in this movie though. I think she's 17 in this movie, which is kind of weird. Like that she gets sexualized so much in this movie. Like I think her and Scarlett Johansson might be the most sexualized young girls in Hollywood. because like they got sexualized as like teenagers, bro. I think because I was actually listening to a podcast early this morning that Scarlett Johansson was on. She's on Dax Shepard's podcast. She was on Dax Shepard's podcast, and she was talking about how she didn't like that shit. She was talking about because she said at first she was for it because she was like, oh yeah, they see me as an adult. And then like they started going a little wild with that shit, and she was like, I don't like this shit no more because like it's sexually exploitive. And I think she was even talking to Natalie Portman, and she was talking to Natalie Portman, and she said her and Natalie Portman had that same experience. Natalie Portman is another one that she was like sexualized as a teenager at a young age. She was sexualized at like fucking 12, you know, like that's even worse than being sexualized at like 15, you know, like because like when she was in The Professional, they kind of sexualized her in that movie with John Reno. They kind of sexualized her in that movie as well, and I'm like, damn, I'm like, she's 12 years old, bro. Like, chill, fucking chill, you know. And like I think like all those girls look old. Like all those girls look older than what they are, because like all those girls kind of like fucking developed at a young age. You know, like Scarlett Johansson and Natalie Portman and Jessica Alba, they got like grown sultry woman face. You know, even though what I'm talking about, that's probably something I just made up. They got grown sultry woman face. It's like they kids, but they got the face of a grown ass woman, grown ass sexy woman. You know, they just got that face. My wife has that face, you know, because I've seen pictures of her. As a preteen, and even as I think I saw a picture of her when she was like 9. And I was like, she got a grown woman face. She has a grown sultry woman face. And then you add like the fact that they developed early. All three of those girls like developed early. Like all those girls developed at like 12, 13 years old. You know, that's got to be hard for them. That's got to be hard. You walking around with a grown ass woman's body at like fucking 12 years old. You know, that's got to be hard. You know, and then like you in Hollywood and like you got all these fucking weird creep guys around you. I mean, like it's a story as old as time. There's a lot of like women. There's a lot of women that have gone through that. But like they developed at a young age, and then you got grown men hitting on you, and you gotta tell this grown man, "Yo, bro, I'm 12." You know, like, I'm fucking 12 years old, my guy. You know, so like, stay the fuck back. But yeah, it was like, but I would love to go into that. I'll probably do like a video about that. I kind of want to do a video about like girls like developing at a young age and how fucking creepy. Like, God, a lot of guys are fucking creepy about that shit. Like, they don't even like. There's some dudes that don't even ask about ages. They just go, "Oh man, that girl's hot," and then they try to hit on them, and then the girl tells them the fucking age, and I'm like, oh fuck, you know. It's like ask. That's why I ask every woman for their age. I ask every woman for their age. I don't fuck around with that shit. I don't fuck around with that shit at all. Like, age is important. I ain't trying to be out here talking to some little girl. So I'm talking to some teenage girl thinking she a grown ass woman. You know, I ain't trying to do that shit at all. That is not me. But anyway, let's get back to the movie. Anton kills his friends. Like, he kills Seth Green and Eldon Henson, and then they come back as zombies. But like, they're fun-loving zombies. They're the zombies that don't eat people. They just sit around and eat cheesy poofs and smoke weed all day, and they eat like microwave burritos. That's what the fuck they do. The kills in this movie are pretty cool, but like, they don't have any weight to them. Because like, it's supposed to be a comedy, so like all of the kills really are like used as comedy. You know, like they use this comedy, like Vivica Fox again. Let's talk about Vivica Fox. Vivica Fox is just totally wasted in this movie. like she's barely in it. She's barely in the movie. She's got like maybe 3 scenes in this whole movie, and she's supposed to be the person hunting like the idle hand down. Like, I would love to learn more about her character, maybe, you know, because like the character is cool in concept, but they don't fucking execute it right. They don't execute the shit right at all. You know, and like they're wasting such a talented actress in Vivica Fox. I've always thought that Vivica Fox was a talented actress. I raved about her in Independence Day. I raved about her in Independence Day. I was like, she should have been a leading lady for years to come. You know, I think I said that same thing in Independence Day. I was like, she should have been Angelina Jolie and Jennifer Aniston and Charlize Theron, Cameron Diaz. Like, she should have been up there with all of those women. Like, she should have been a leading lady. Uma, she was in a movie with Uma Thurman. She should have been Uma Thurman. You know, like, she should have been all of those chicks. But Hollywood, like, hey, one nigga at a time, all right? You know, we hooked onto this Halle Berry girl. We're gonna take her, you know. And I don't know if she turned shit. Like I said, I don't know if she turned shit down. I don't know if she just wanted to stay true to the game, you know, because it might not have been them. It might have been her. It might have been her turning down a lot of good roles, you know, because she doesn't want to be seen as a what you might say, a Oreo. You might say, you know, that might have been it. She might, like, it might have been keeping it real goes wrong, and it kind of killed her fucking career. It might have been that. Who knows? But I've always thought that Vivica Fox was talented, and it's kind of sad that she's wasted in this movie. The hand is creepy and gross looking though, like, because especially when because like there's a part where like Devon Sawa chops the hand off, and like it just turns into just a sentient being on his own. That's when it starts looking real creepy, because like it looks like the hand from Addams Family if like you left it out in the sun too long. That's what it looks like. But after that, that's really nothing. Like the hand, like Vivica Fox kills the hand, it's dead, whatever. Jessica Alba and Devon Sawa hook up, you know, that's it. We get to see Jessica Alba in her underwear. They give us that. You know, they give us that from a fucking 17-year-old girl. Once again, she's fucking 17. Like fucking ass out, titties overflowing of her fucking bra, everything, you know. Just for a 17-year-old girl, by the way. But anyway, this movie was like really dumb and immature. It really was. Like, there really is no plot. Like, the plot's all over the place, really. It's just like, it's about the hand. Oh, it's about, she's trying to, Vivica Fox is trying to catch the hand. And then you got this love story between, or lust, really lust. They're not really in love. They're just really trying to, like, they're trying to fuck each other. Jessica Alba and Devon Sawa. Yeah, man, it's just, the movie's just all over the fucking place. It's not set. Like, it's not a set story. It's not a set plot. Like I said, looking at Jessica Alba's fucking hot body is like the only reason to watch this movie. Like, again, she's 17 in this movie, so it's kind of weird. But anyway, I give this movie a 2 out of 5. Join me next week. Oh man, I can't wait to talk about this. This one is going to be amazing. I can't wait to talk about this movie. Join me next week when I talk about 1995's Vampire in Brooklyn. Until next time, peace.